Warning! This video contains not only spoilers for the entire game of Batman Arkham Shadow, but rants from a guy who doesn't understand enough Batman besides basic Googling and playing a subpar VR game that I received for free. Well. Alright. Let's talk about Batman Arkham Shadow. To be honest, it's fine. Honestly, look, the gameplay is solid, the combat feels amazing, and the challenge is definitely there, but the story, oh man, the story, it is not unique at all. The story feels like it's a stitched together mess of Batman cliches that they've rehashed over and over again so many times that you'd think it was written by an AI fed nothing but Batman. For example, this matches Malone. I didn't know Batman was Matches Malone until he jumped out of a window and entered the Batcave. I literally had to Google it because I was so confused. I thought there was a villain in, entering the Batcave for some reason. And that's all just the beginning. Let's talk about the Rat King, the big bad, the huge reveal. Batman's been looking everywhere for the entire game. He interrogates everyone. The shopkeep, Otis Flanagan, the fucking Joker, and guess who it is? Drum roll, please. Fuck it. I'm not gonna waste your time here. You know the trope already. A long-lost family member decides to come back, and guess what? They're the big bad villain the whole time. And of course, in Arkham Shadow, that's exactly what happens. Oh, it's Batman's brother! What a shocker! It's like this huge twist that nobody asked for. Here's the thing. It feels like a complete letdown. The Rat King, he was supposed to be this menacing new villain. But instead, we get Harvey Dent. Are you serious? Isn't he dead? Isn't Two-Face dead after the Dark Knight? Are we supposed to believe that he's back for revenge? It's so frustrating, and it doesn't even make sense in the context of the game. We've seen Harvey Dent so many times already. Two-Face, yada yada, yap. It's like they didn't even try to come up with something fresh. Which is possible, by the way, because, they do it all the fucking time in the DC universe. Look, they make up random superheroes on the spot with spin-offs, with extensions, major events of the such. Surely they could have just made a new villain, right? Or better yet, how about they use Otis Flanagan, who's literally the rat catcher, and he's always been there. What? He's teased so much in the game, and then he just is not the Rat King? What? The dream sequences aren't that unique either, by the way. Because they spoil the ending so easily. They keep showing a dude. Batman's brother-ish, I guess, adopted brother-ish, yep. Hey, this is post-production Dowoge here. Turns out they're not brothers at all. I'm literally looking this up right now. And turns out, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, is actually just best friends with Harvey Dent. Let me look up how they met. How did Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent meet? They entangled for a long time before they met as enemies. They used to work together to put criminals behind bars. But weren't they friends as kids? Oh my god. Oh, another thing says they were childhood friends. And it's not too surprising that he knows his Batman. But why does he act surprised at the end of the game? Every answer is different. This game's so confusing. He wants revenge over justice. He's obviously the Rat King, but it makes no sense as to why he would even want to get revenge. It makes zero sense. And then the sudden reveal that he's Two-Face? Like, alright, he wants to be a lawyer. He becomes a lawyer. Gets splashed in the face by Matches Malone. And becomes Two-Face. And now he has identity crises? What? That doesn't make any sense at all. What? Look, I'm gonna give them a little slack here because I've never ever played a Batman game, like, in my life. I ended up having to Google half of this just to realize that they've been literally telling the same exact story over and over and over and over and over again. It's that bad. Now, why doesn't the Rat King work? The sudden reveal of it being Harvey Dent is such a stupid trope, and it makes me so upset. I'm pointing this out now. The gameplay, the story, the combat especially, were all amazing. However, look, I loved every plot twist, every high energy moment. The fighting is really top notch, but having a huge reveal, all those rats, all the secrets, all the things, just for it to be a stupid lawyer who got a little bit of an ouchie that Batman knew from childhood is kind of a letdown. It feels like a huge roller coaster, and when it stops you at the top, instead of going straight down, it just stops in its tracks, and then that's the ride over. You don't get that climax. You don't get that big event, because the event is now just ruined, because it's basically been telling you who the Rat King is this whole time. It's all such a letdown, and I saw it coming from miles and miles away. Between playthroughs, when my headset would run out of battery, I would look up Batman stuff, and you know who I found? Rat Boy. I was so excited. I was like, it's gotta be Rat Boy. Rat Boy's gotta be the Rat King. And by the end, I was really pissed off for how much work that I put in for a half-assed family is the villain all along reveal. Hell, Two-Face is supposed to be dead. He died at the end of Dark Knight. So when does this take place? It can't be in the 1900s, because, you know, there's no fucking holograms and stuff. The game drops hints about Harvey Dent being involved, and then it just pulls the rug under us with the reveal. It's like they're trying to surprise us, but we already saw it coming. Two-Face is a villain we know all too well, and seeing him as the Rat King feels really disappointing. Like, why not go for a more obscure villain like Rat Boy, or even Otis Flanagan, aka the Rat Catcher? The game feels really rushed. Like, dialogue repeating constantly, like... Oh, I'll give you an example. Say you're walking from one place, and he goes, blah, 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 I need to do this. And you go back to that area to check again. Blah, 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 I need to do this. Repeats the same line. That shouldn't happen. That's the most obvious bug that they could have patched, but they didn't. Oh my god. Look, here's where it gets frustrating. The constant need for Batman to tell himself what to do. There's moments in this game where Batman, instead of analyzing the situation, literally says, I need to do this, or I need to do that. This breaks immersion for me. Like, come on. I'm fucking Batman. I'm supposed to figure this stuff out, not have the game hold my hand. Look, I get it. Dialogue is important for telling a story, but repeating the same lines over and over feels really lazy. There are so many moments in this game where Batman just repeats the stuff that he already knows. Like, shouldn't it be in his brain? Isn't he in a prison? Normally screaming, I need to find the Rat King in a prison isn't gonna be too kind with the police. It pulls me right out of the experience. This is supposed to be Batman we're talking about. He's supposed to be smart, cool, mysterious, and quiet. But instead, we're stuck with these clunky, repetitive lines. I need to find the Rat King. Yeah, no shit, Batman. They had a perfect opportunity to use a unique villain, but they went for a family villain we've seen a bajillion times before. It doesn't make sense. If you ignore the story, it's actually an amazing Batman game with challenging levels. But you can't ignore the story. There is no free roam here. You're locked in a prison, which is really boringly made. It feels like they chose a prison straight out of a free asset toolbox and put a bunch of doors that you can't open, so you'd have to do the story. You can't explore the city besides a few levels at the very beginning. They do give you options to spend your money on cell cosmetics, but then guess what? They fucking burn your cell when the story's over, rendering all your side missions, all your hard work, all your money utterly useless. Hey, post-production Dowoge here again. Guess what? I lied. They don't actually burn your cell. However, they do bring you to court, and basically everything from there in your cell is totally erased. So you still do lose everything, but I did make a mistake, and they do not burn your cell. However, they do give you one last chance to play as matches and do your little side missions, and then they just remove all your hopes and dreams. It makes no sense. In fact, here's how I would rewrite Batman's ending. Please excuse my terrible drawing here. Batman's on the ship. It's going down. Alfred answers a call from Harvey and forwards it to Batman. Harvey says he's in the hospital because a maniac, matches Malone, threw acid on him. Batman's knocked out by an unknown enemy when he's too busy taking the call, but is unable to get up and finds out the boat is headed towards the GCPD through blueprints on the wall. Fuck! Batman springs into action and is on the main deck when... Hello, Matches! It's Otis Flanagan, the rat catcher. I see you've been sneaking out of your cell from time to time. I know where you hide, but that's for later to talk about. For now, I'll leave them to you. Rock and roll. A huge fight begins with gunners, heavy armored personnel, all dressed with rat attire, and they throw rat bombs at you from the ceiling. 3 phases of this go by until the Ratman himself pulls out a bazooka and starts spewing rockets at you. It's not like the minigun scene where you can hide in a corner and be safe. If you aren't actively dodging everything, you die. You can trick him to shoot rockets at his own sport beams, which knock him down, as you beat the ever-living and everlasting shit out of him. He reveals he wasn't the Rat King, at some interesting interrogation, and reveals that the Rat King is on the upper deck, the front of the boat. You make your way up there, and it's Harvey Dent, on his knees by none other than Ratboy. Ratboy has a gun to Harvey's head, and Harvey questions why you came here to save him. You remove your mask to shock from Harvey and Ratboy. A final fight begins. You beat the shit out of Ratboy and hold him off the edge of the boat. He reveals the truth. Matches, I always knew it was you. Ratboy reveals his true identity. Joe, the one selling you merch all this time. You punch him in the face and say your final goodbyes. You're sold out, you say as you look up and see that you're about to crash. Boom! And that's basically it. Everything plays out kind of the same. If you stopped him before you crashed, good ending! If you didn't, bad ending! The crash scene and epilogue plays as normal, but instead of a therapy scene, it's a hospital. Boom! Get rewritten, Batman! Alright, there you have it. I'm done. This game, it's really a mess. I'll still give it props for the combat and some of the mechanics, but the story, come on, it's a joke. They really took the easy way out and recycled the same tired Batman tropes we've seen time and time again. Honestly, the biggest disappointment is how lazy it all feels. Maybe next time, they'll actually try something fresh and hopefully do better. But I'm not holding my breath here. Thanks for watching, you guys. I've been trying a different style of video recently, where I like to do video essays and game reviews. You know, reviewing games that I played before and reviewing them based on how I think they could do better. If you think I could do better, leave a comment down below. If YouTube actually enables the fucking comments this time, holy shit. And let me know what I did, if I got anything wrong. All that is greatly appreciated. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more, please give it a big fat like. And if you really did enjoy it, please subscribe. That is also greatly appreciated. We just recently hit 1.1k and I'm so happy. Like, oh my god. We're just growing a little family. I love it so much. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Dowoge, and I will see you in the next video. Good night, everybody.